Hello, welcome everyone, and today we are going to deal with error 500. So error 500 is usually an error that happens or occurs based on server overload. So if a server is overloaded, if a particular folder in a server is overloaded, possibly you are designing a home page, about us page, or service page, and there are too many components in it that keep loading much CSS files into the database, that particular page will automatically have an error 500. That's one of the reasons you see that error 500 when you try to save your work in Elementor. For instance, if we get in here, we're trying to save our work, you finish a work, try to save your work, you find the error 500 at the bottom left corner of the Elementor page builder. Okay, so that is one of the main cause of error 500. It is what usually server overload, not a server error like a server error from the server that is providing your host. It is what based on overload, and that is because possibly the service you are using or the hosting you are using is less than what amount of data you are uploading per time. Okay, I don't mean that it can't handle the website you're building, but per time or per a period of time, it can't handle that particular amount. So you possibly may need to be uploading such content once in a while. Now, I have difficulties to detect what tools that are responsible for these error messages. But over time, working with my team members, we realized it's usually as a result of issues we face trying to load tabs and accordions. Okay, so too much tabs and accordion in your website causes error like that. For instance, you have tabs that have too many content in it, another tab that have too many content in it, another tab that have too many content in it, and so on and so forth. You get, then you go to the next, this accordion, by the way, you go to the next tab, you see many content in it. Okay, you open this one, you see many content in it, you open this one. So if you have tabs like this that have too many content in them, like this, separated, like we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tabs here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 15 tabs in total. A page shouldn't have more than a page. Let me say a home page that you have other pages that you're designing shouldn't have more than 6 to 8 tabs. Highest you can have in it is 10 tabs, right? 10 tabs. Unless you are creating a separate frequently asked question page or a separate service page like this. If you have a home page, remember that you have many sections in a page. And this also happens when you have too many sections in the page. For instance, one page you are having about 20 sections in a single page. No, you are bound to have this error 500, especially if you are using a low server for your hosting platform. For instance, you are using what we call shared host, which is normally known as a premium host. It's called shared host. That one, you don't even need to have up to 15 sections in a single page. Try to diversify your pages. At least possibly move some of the things to another page. As you can see, as we are doing from here, you can move some of the content to another page specifically. You see, you can even, if you have more than many frequently asked questions, you can now put a button below and say what? Read more frequently asked questions, see more services, do this and do that, and have dedicated page for that. If you load up to 30 frequently asked questions in a single page that is dedicated for frequently asked questions, even if you are using the shared host or the premium host, you are not going to have issues at all, right? Now, if you are using a host like a business host, you can do as much more than what we are talking about now. And if you have a cloud host, that is even the best, because just like an unlimited bandwidth. Okay, so this is just a little glimpse to explain exactly why the problem occurs, and we are going to talk about how to resolve it. There are many ways to resolve this issue, one of which is moving some of the content to a dedicated page, like I talked about. That's number one approach to actually resolving this particular issue, right? Second one is upgrading your host. You can upgrade your host. That's two issues. But today I want to show you a very, very easy approach that you don't even need to move your files or upgrade your host, and you can actually deal with this. Now, we are going to explain this in just one way. Now, let me show you what this means. Now, if you come into the hosting, this platform, you scroll down, you get to tools, you see this option that says sweep. I'm going to come to this. I'm going to show you the tool, by the way. You see, we have revision 15 counts. What this simply means is that this page, this website itself, have counts of these revisions, and this count of revisions, if they are not cleared off, Sometimes the count get up to 1,000 something. You see websites start getting slow. If they are not cleared off, you start receiving those kind of errors. Now this is a website that I've already cleaned already. It's having already 15 revisions. I can sweep it from here, but let me show you that from a new website. So we are going to install the same tool in this other client website so we can clean up the revisions. And by the way, revisions are counts of activities you have done in a design. For instance, you are in the front end of Elementor and you are designing many things, adding a button, adding this, and all those things are revisions. Revisions are like as you drop a button, it is actually counted as one revision. Or style a button or finish a section, save your work, is counted as one revision because it is a process. It's what it pulls in the data. It's not actually by just dropping a button that counts revision. It's not I can't just tell you that is just the case. No, it's when a process is being activated and processed in your database from the front end. If you drop a button, it doesn't just process it. No, but when you save the work, it processes it. But not all work that you save that is processed. Works that are saved as draft or automatically saved in Elementor is also what a revision process. I hope you understand it. So it's not like or the amount of things you do. No, it's not about the amount of things you do. It's about the amount of things you do and with what tool you do that. Like I talked about the accordion and the tab. The tab and the accordion are very heavy load widgets. When you drop them, you don't use them in hand. You can just use one here and use another one here. Whenever you drop an accordion, it makes your server slow. That's an issue from Elementor. It's not from your browser, right? And they are working to fix that by introducing CSS styling. They are talking about introducing CSS for what is it called, the classes. So what CSS classes mean in their 4.0, they will be introducing 4.0, Elementor 4.0 very soon. And what CSS classes mean is that we don't need to actually output CSS anytime you drop in a button. So before now, you drop in a button in a website, it is actually having its own style. So you drop in a second button, it have its own different style. You get the point? But now you can drop in 5 buttons and style only one and copy the CSS, not like copying and pasting like we used to do. No, you can just create a CSS for that first button, use that CSS class and style that button. Then you can apply that class by selecting all of these buttons and applying the same class from the CSS tab. And which means anything you are designing, it is not like templates. Saving an element as a template, this is not it. Okay, this is not it at all. This one is more advanced. Any page, anywhere that content is in that website, it will reflect that style. So if you add a CSS anyway, I'm going to make a video when the 4.0 beta version arrives. I'm going to make a very clear video on that. So I will explain all of that for you. That's not the topic of today. So let's proceed now to installing the Sweep plugin. Okay, so the name is WP Sweep. I think this should even be joined together. Okay, it's not joined together, spaced out. So click on install. And now we activate it. I don't know if you activate it, if it take us to the page directly for the sweep, or it will just load us back to the plugins. Okay, very good. So since it loads us back here, I can scroll down. You will see the sweep tool, I think at the bottom part, WP sweep, okay? See it here. Now, where you can find the tool is what? By hovering on tool, okay? You find it here, sweep. So click on it, and you see how many revision this particular website has. You see, it have 2,000. Let me zoom closely so you can see. It has 2,096 revisions. This is a lot. It is eating up 59% of the what? Of your editing. This is taking up 59% of the whole website editing. This is the total revision, which means that it eats up this amount of revision. If it hits 100, the website is in big problem. You understand the trick now? So upgrading your host doesn't fix this issue. What upgrading your host does is that it gives you more bandwidth and reduces this 59% to something like 25% or 22%. It doesn't solve the problem. It's only what? It only modifies the database to give it more opportunity, more chance to accommodate more revision sessions, right? Now, this is where you start seeing website is getting slow a little, or website editing is getting slow. This is not website. Your website doesn't get slow when this is increased, okay? It is your website editing that gets slow. It's different from the website speed, okay? So what you need to do here is to click on Sweep Error 500. will be what? Wiped. Give it a little time and it will process. Once it's swept, it will wipe out all of those sessions, and your database is wiping them directly from your database right now. So it's from here, it's actually accessing your database in your hosting platform. You see, it has wiped up all the sweep. Forget about all of these ones. They are not necessary. As you see, their percentage count is not even very necessary, very limited. This one on approved comments. This one you can sweep it if you don't want to, but this one is client comments for their products. You can leave it. Okay. So all of these ones are orphaned termed relation. Leave this one is for WooCommerce conditional logics, and all of these ones. This one is taking up much. Okay, these are transient options. Leave this one. Don't wipe this one. Okay. Database sweep. Leave it as it is. Optimize table. Just what you need to do is what? To sweep the first one. If there is need to sweep the rest of them, I'll make a different video and I will explain them. I'll try them out in a dummy website. Don't try to sweep other things in an active client website. If you fall into problem, revising back. Like this one is revision, which means, now let me explain what this revision does. It means that if we wipe this thing, if we go to Elementor front end editor and we refresh this page, we will not be able to see the revision that we have done. If you click this option, I think this option. If you click this option on Elementor, you see history. If you click on history, you'll be able to see the revision session that you have in this website. It will take time. You see it. These revisions, you see it. All of these are revisions. All of this. So which means you can fall back to a previous time you are in this website. Like let me say I want to go back to the time I haven't added my hero section. I can go back and click on this. This is 17 hours previously before now. Can hit on this. By the way, this is not how this website look like. This is because I use a custom font, right? If you go to the front end, this is what it looks like. Very beautiful website. Just finished making for an NGO website for my client. See how beautiful this looks. With custom queries with ACF and advanced custom fields. So this is it about the revision. If you clear it, you won't see any revision to go back here again, which means you are sure that all you have done, all you have designed, you are okay with it. You can't go back again before you can proceed with the revision. So guys, that is how to deal with error 500. Number one is what? You can move your content to another page if you don't have much time for that process. You can also proceed with what? Upgrading your host. If you don't have much money for that, you can proceed with what? Going and installing that WP sweep and use WP sweep and clean up everything. You have a very free space so you can now proceed with the rest of the thing you have to do. I hope this helps. If it does, hit on the like button below and you know what to do. Subscribe if you have not. Do have a wonderful day. Once again, my name is Manuel from Kata Studios.